Hi students, coming to the next topic in the subject object-oriented programming language is parametric polymorphism. So what is this parametric polymorphism? Before going to know about this parametric polymorphism, let us see the different kinds of polymorphism. Different kinds of polymorphism. So the different kinds of polymorphism are, one is, you call it as universal polymorphism, and another is ad hoc polymorphism. So the different kinds of polymorphism are the universal polymorphism and ad hoc polymorphism. The examples for this universal polymorphism are parametric polymorphism, and inclusion polymorphism. And coming to the examples for the ad hoc polymorphism are overloading and cohesion. So these are the different kinds of polymorphism. So one is universal polymorphism and ad hoc polymorphism. So again, the ad hoc universal polymorphism are of two types: parametric, inclusion. Ad hoc is overloading, cohesion. So from this you can understand that parametric polymorphism is also called as a universal polymorphism. So this parametric polymorphism is a universal polymorphismic function, will normally works on an infinite number of times. So this universal parametric polymorphism function will normally work on an infinite number of types. So it works on infinite number of types. Now I just giving the definition of this parametric, means the just overview of this parametric polymorphism. So later I'll explain with an example, so don't be confused. So the different kinds of polymorphism are universal and ad hoc. Again, this universal is of two types: parametric, inclusion, and this is overloading, cohesion. So the parametric is always the function that is declared as parametric polymorphism will normally work on an infinite number of types, whereas ad hoc polymorphism functions will only work on a finite set of different and potential unrelated types. Okay, so this ad hoc polymorphism is a function will only work on a finite set of different and potential unrelated types. So these are the different types of polymorphism, kinds of polymorphism I am saying that. So one is the universal and another is the ad hoc. So actually the universal is considered as a true polymorphism. So you always saying that universal polymorphism is a true polymorphism. So universal polymorphism is a true polymorphism, whereas ad hoc polymorphism is a some kind of apparent polymorphism. So this is just a different kinds of polymorphism I am saying. So that is universal and ad hoc. Now let us see what is this parametric polymorphism. Means we are learning about these things. What is this parametric polymorphism? So if you take any programming language like C++ or Java, whatever you're taking, so in a programming language and in a type theory, this parametric polymorphism is a way to make. So if you take in any programming language or in a type theory, this parametric polymorphism is a way to make a language, so whatever the language is, it is a way to make a language more expensive while still maintaining full static type safety. So whatever the parametric polymorphism will always maintain a full static type safety. I hope you didn't understand what is this parametric. So actually the definition of this is, it is any programming language you have taken or a type theory you have taken, this parametric polymorphism is a way to make a language more expensive while still maintaining full static type safety. So let us see one more thing. So the clear definition of this parametric. What is this parametric polymorphism? Parametric polymorphism is also called as a compile time polymorphism, because this parametric polymorphism always execute at the compile time polymorphism. So this parametric polymorphism provides a means to execute the same code for any type. So that is parametric. I hope you understand. It's a just simple thing. A parametric polymorphism is nothing but it is a means to execute the same code for any type. So instead of repeating the same code number of times, you just execute the same code for different data types. You can use different data types but with the same code. So in that cases you can go for the parametric polymorphism, just like a template. So template is the template consisting of the same code, okay, but we are using different data types with the help of the class functions and the function parameters. So here the parametric polymorphism is nothing but it provides a means to execute the same code. So if your class consisting of the same code, if you are the function consisting of the same code, if you are repeating that in different aspects, so then you go for the parametric polymorphism. So with the different data types, suppose if you want to do swapping, for swapping you have to go for you're using the integers, you're using the strings, you're using the characters, or you're using the long, or you're using the float. So different data types you are using. So but for swapping the concept is same. T is equal to x, x is equal to y, and y is equal to t, like that. So the swapping here is all the whatever data type you are taking, the code is the same, the swap code is the same. So in that cases we will go for the parametric polymorphism. So the parametric polymorphism provides a means to execute the same code for any data type. You can take integer, or you can take float, or you can take character. So instead of writing separate functions for each data type, you just use the parametric polymorphism. I hope you understand what is the parametric polymorphism. Let us see example, then you can understand clearly. So let us see the example for this. So let us take a generic maximum function that finds maximum of two of its arguments. So if you take two arguments, we have to find the maximum in between those two arguments. So this is an example for parametric polymorphism. Hash include IOStream. So hash include. So I'm using the string function or string predefined function also, because header files here I'm using the strings. So I'm declaring it as a include string. Now I'm writing the template class T. So this is a class T. So T maximum, TA comma TB. Return A greater than B. If A greater than B, if A greater than B, then print A or B. Okay, so this is a program. So this program means this is a function you call. Okay, so this function code I'm using for different data types. Okay, so this is the maximum. Here is the max function is polymorphic on type T. So this is a type T. The T may be anything. So this T may be an integer, or this T may be a character, or T may be a float. So anything the T may be. So for the same, if you are using the character, the code is the same. If you are using the integer, the code will be the same. So instead of writing the code several times, I'm using a template class. So this is a parametric polymorphism. So now coming to the main program, int main. So std is a class name, so calling the class, here printing cout. So I'm entering the values maximum 9, 5. So whenever I enter 9, 5, so 9, 5 is nothing but the integer data type. So now print std and L. So here it takes, instead of whenever I enter the max 9, 5, so it goes to this function and it checks 9 is greater than 5. So if 9 is greater than 5, then print 9 or else 5. So here it prints 9. So for the same, I'm using string. So here I enter the integer values, but here I am entering the string. So std string. So whether take, suppose the fat and the bat. So I had taken two strings, fat and the bat. So here this is a max, just like maximum. Here I have to check this fat and the bat. So now print std cout. So here you have to check the characters. So which character will come first, either F or B. Okay, so in that I have to print the maximum character and L. So here what it prints, fat will print. So whenever I enter the maximum fat comma bat, it enter into this function. Okay, so in previous I had used in the integers for the same template. Now here I am using the strings. So here it enter into the T will be taken as a string. The return type will be the string here, string maximum. Okay, here it takes a fat comma bat. So in this fat and bat, it returns if fat is greater than the bat, means F will come. Suppose if you take, instead of numbers, 1 is A, okay, B is 2, okay, like that. C is 3, D is 4, E is 5, F is 6. So 6 is greater than 2, so it prints the fat value. So like that. So if you take anything, any data type, so it instead of writing the same code several times, we use this parametric polymorphism. So it provides a means to execute the same code. For any type, whatever the type you can take, whether it is an integer or you can take it as a float or character. Here I had taken the integer and the string, means the characters I had taken. So whatever the code you have taken, you can take for any type. So in C++, parametric polymorphism is implemented via templates. So only with the help of the templates we can implement parametric polymorphism. Okay, so in the C++, with the help of the template only, we can implement parametric polymorphism. I hope you understand what is this parametric polymorphism. Thank you.